Yumpingo, in one sentence, gives us data in real time that we can act on and make a difference to our business that we couldn't do before. As in most spheres in life, knowledge is power, and until you start to see the data on specific dishes, specific servers and venues, then I don't think you realise the information that is available through that you're probably not seeing at the minute. So it definitely gives you that power to make change. If you're that kind of organisation that's striving to be the very best, then it gives you the information that you can then act on. And I think that's the key. It's not just nice to have data, it's data that you can actually act on and make positive changes within your business. We've looked at various formats for apps where customers can order directly from the table, which is great in certain environments. For us, we just didn't feel like it particularly worked well, because we don't want to dilute our personal service in any way, and people come to our venues for that service. However, the Yumpingo device, I think, sits outside of that, and I think it is something that, where you're presenting a piece of technology that's actually quite safe. It's not going to offend anybody. It doesn't detract from the customer experience in any way, or the interaction with the staff or the venue. So I think it's quite easy, and actually gives them that platform to quickly give their feedback, good or bad. Sales data was a huge driver in how we would develop menus. And what we found with Yumpingo is that sometimes when we look at those poor sellers, they're poor sellers because they're not being delivered to spec potentially, or not delivered to the recipe. We can change that because you can tell from the feedback what's wrong. The portion size is wrong, or the taste is wrong. So we can specifically modify that dish. Quite often you see it go up the rankings. So it need not necessarily be a bad dish, it might just be being executed incorrectly. And so we take sales figures, and the steak pie at the Swan with Two Necks is the #1 seller, and has been for years. However, Yumpingo, in between that period where we're looking at it on a daily basis and a weekly basis, you can see that it's a fluctuating graph. It's not always super popular, as in the sales are good because people keep coming back for it. But actually, there are times when it scores really badly for taste. Why is that? Or maybe the portion's wrong. Why are they portioning it incorrectly? And it's allowed us to sort of streamline and get some consistency across the board. And if you just look at sales data across a quarterly basis, for instance, you wouldn't pick out that within that period, there were times when actually we weren't delivering that product correctly. So consistency-wise, it allows us to keep a check on the teams, and also for their benefit as well. They understand from how the customer views that product. As the group is expanding, at that time, we were just opening our 9th site when you came to see us. And the object was really that we got nearly 600 employees, business is turning over £25 million, and we wanted to keep track of the quality standards that we've always had. When you're a smaller group and you're very hands-on as a senior leadership team, it's much easier to be in direct control of the sort of feedback from people. But as you get bigger and bigger, it just gets very difficult to get what I would call quality data back from customers on what they're actually experiencing within your restaurants. So yeah, Yumpingo was a way that we wanted to look into getting direct feedback from customers and much more insight into what actually goes on in the restaurants.